Hi, so I wanted to talk to you about what people in the Disney kind of community like to call ADRs. It's the advanced dining reservations. These have become very important in the world of Disney planning because the restaurants just fill up even in the off season. They're fun and they're delicious and they're an experience, and so people book them and they fill up constantly. So it's kind of important to have an idea of what restaurants you would like to eat at and try to get your restaurants booked ahead of time. So I just wanted to give you a few tips. I was going to share the advanced dining reservations that we've made for upcoming trip, but I'm going to do those in a separate video. So this video, I just wanted to give you some tips that we kind of found that helped us for planning. The most important thing I can tell you right off the bat is how it works is that 180 days from the first day of your trip is when you're allowed to start making your dining reservations, your advanced dining reservations for your entire trip. Notice I said for your entire trip. So that 180 days out, you're actually able to make, even though that is the limit, you're able to make reservations further than that. As long as it's from the first day of your trip is 180 days out. Now this is why you will often hear people who complain because they'll say, my trip is 180 days away, I'm trying to book for fill in the blank restaurant and it's already filled up. How is that possible? I got online right when the reservations opened and it's filled up for this day. That shouldn't be possible. People are finding a way. Yeah, people do find a way. There's kind of, I don't want to necessarily say it's a loophole, but I do think it's kind of a questionable way that it's done to me, and that is because since you can book starting at the 180 day mark of the first day of your trip, you're actually able to book for further along. So you are booking for days that are farther than 180 days along than your trip. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, I know. That is why that 180 day mark from the first day of your trip could be filled up and you're like, come on now. What you're gonna wanna do is if you're looking at, let's just do an example. You're trying to book at Cinderella's castle, you're trying to get some breakfast there, and it's full, and you're like, well, I'm sad. Okay, but your trip is 5 days long. Go and look, now you're allowed to book, because you're 180 days out from the first day of your trip, so you're allowed to book for your whole trip now, even though that last day is technically farther along than that 180 day mark. Go and try to book the breakfast. Try to book Cinderella's Castle for the 4th day of your trip, and you're probably going to find a reservation on that day. That is the trick. Those popular restaurants, they fill up because what's happened is somebody else whose trip starts 5 days before, their 5th day is your first day. They have booked that 5th day up because their first day allowed them to book that far in advance. I hope this makes sense. It is really hard to explain, and it's kind of tricky. So that is very important. That is my biggest tip for you, is just book ahead. Book ahead to the end of your trip. So like we wanted to eat at Cinderella's Royal Table. I was able to get that for the first day of our trip magically. I'm not sure how. We also wanted to eat at the new Beast Castle with Belle and Beast, like they have their castle. It's in the new part of Fantasyland. We wanted to eat there for dinner. We didn't want to just do the little fast pass lunch that they have. We wanted the dinner experience. I couldn't get us into that place until the end of our trip. So I was technically booking 189 days in advance or something, which, technically is like, from like the literature makes it seem like it's not allowed, but it is. So I was able to get it. It just had to be farther along because the people whose trips overlapped ours, and so their 180 day mark had started before, they had already booked up for the beginning days of my trip. So keep that in mind, okay? Those really popular restaurants might have to be the end part of your trips to book those in advance. So what if you planned your trip last minute and you're like 30 days out and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get any dining reservations? Yes, you probably will. You might have to go to some of the restaurants that aren't quite as popular. You may not be able to get into all of them, but it's Disney World. Everything is awesome. It's fine. You're gonna find some neat stuff. My husband and I actually had never eaten in Morocco, at Epcot, had never even thought about eating there. We had one extra dining plan that for some reason we had not booked. We just didn't realize we had it. I'm not sure what happened. We had one extra dining plan the last night of our trip and we were like, we have an extra table service. Everybody's booked because dinner's in 3 hours. And they had one spot there and we were like, let's try it. and we loved it. We never would have probably eaten there. I mean, it would have, we loved it. So don't worry, it's going to be fun no matter what you do. Also, people cancel. So if you have a place that's really a favorite, keep trying. Call every day if you want to. Call every other day. Call, call, call. One day they might be like, yeah, someone canceled at 9:15. Do you want to eat breakfast? And you'll be like, yes, I do. So don't give up. Keep trying if it's really important to you. Also, some of the restaurants do allow you to just show up and wait and see if they can fit you in. And a lot of the times they can. So you can try that too. They have tons of character dining. The character dining is super fun, even if you aren't bringing kids. We do character dining. Even before we had children, we always went to character dining. It's fun and it's delicious. And who doesn't like Mickey walking around smiling at you? I do, because I'm at Disney World and it's fun. So character dining is super fun. And also the character dining meals have been some of my favorite, most delicious meals. It's just worked out that way. So pay attention to the popular restaurants. Make sure you're booking ahead. Now that 180-day mark, that doesn't start at midnight. It starts at currently, unless they change things, at the time of this video, 6 a.m. Eastern time. So figure out what that is for you. I had to wake up and I started making reservations at 5 a.m. because that's how it worked out for my time, and I was up at 5 a.m. doing it. And I do not regret it. I'm happy I did it. So 6 a.m., 180 days from your trip. It will tell you on, if you log into your Disney account with your trip information, it will tell you. It'll tell you when you're going to be able to book your trip. So you don't have to like count down and be like, wait, what's 180 days? And like try to figure it out. It'll be like, you can start booking your dining reservations on December 11th. And so you'll know on December 11th at 6 a.m. Eastern time, you're going to be booking your trip if it's that important to you. Okay, so there you go. That is how it works. Always feel free to call them and ask, beg, whatever. Sometimes they can get you in if you can't find it online. Check back often. Pay attention to the popular spots. Book for the later days in your trip for the popular ones, the character dining and things like that at that 180-day mark. And enjoy your delicious dining that you will be doing there. Alright, you guys, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next Disney Plane video.